Hey yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy KingMxmba back with another banger, and today we're going to be talking about the Rising Stars game, and the issues that I have with it. So yeah, if I'm being completely honest, it would make more sense if I made this video like a week ago, because that's when all the hype was building up and it's probably more dead now, but I'm going to talk about it regardless. So yeah, if you're new, you're a fan of basketball, and you're a fan of basketball videos, subscribe because we do around here. Alright, let's get into it. So my main issue with the Rising Star game comes with the format itself. If you didn't know, the NBA selects a bunch of rookie and sophomore level players and sets them up in a USA team and a world team and has them face off. One issue, if you just straight up look at this, is it's clear in the NBA that majority of the talent is from the USA. So every single year when this happens, the USA team smacks the world team. They introduced this USA versus the world thing in 2015, and I don't think anyone's really enjoyed it, if we're being completely honest. If you didn't know, before the USA vs. World situation, it was rookie versus sophomores, and personally, I like this way better for the main reason that it actually shows the talent in the NBA and who should be highlighted, and doesn't just highlight people for not being born in the US. Every single year, we see tons of great players being cut from the USA team, and then we just see bums, and I mean bums, making the world team. And specifically, coming from a Cavs fan, I feel like I see this the most. That man Colin Sexton was snubbed, who's almost been an all-star this year. He was about like the almost all-star tier, I guess. And then this year we saw it with Darius Garland. The man this season is averaging 16 points and 6 assists on 38% shooting from 3 and 44% shooting from the field, which is great, and he's not a rising star at all. The man practically fixed and changed almost most of the issues that he had with his rookie year, and he's still not good enough. It would be one thing if the talent pool was just so large and there were so many good players and you just can't give them a spot because there's just too much going on, like the All-Star game, I guess. But this is a Rising Stars game. A lot of these guys are not that talented. And you really see this when you look at the world team. I'm going to list this year's world team, and this is what it is. You got Precious Achiuwa, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Deni Avdija, RJ Barrett, Facundo Campazzo, Brandon Clark, Luguentz Dort, Rui Hachimura, Theo Maledon, and Michael Mulder. And if you're looking at this list, you're like, okay, you got some nice young players. But if you compare it to the USA list, maybe 1 or 2 players make that USA team. RJ Barrett, I think, would make it probably, but I don't know, because I feel like he's in the same, he's a little bit above Darius Garland, and DG didn't make it, but RJ Barrett would probably make it, and then Lu Dort would be on border. Because this USA team is just so stacked. They've got LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, DeAndre Hunter, Keldon Johnson, John Morant, Michael Porter Jr., Zion Williamson, and James Wiseman. This list of players is just so much better than the world list, and I just believe that these world players should not be congratulated just for being from the world. I'm a big fan of Campazzo and how much of a role player he's been for the Denver Nuggets, but the man is not a rising star. He is 29 years old. He's been playing professional basketball for years, and it's just his first year in the NBA. I don't care what you argue with me. This man is never going to be a star, but he's getting this award, and players like Darius Garland, Kobe White, Jae'Shea Tate, and a bunch of other players that I just don't have listed in front of me right now are not being awarded when they are clearly much better players. I've mentioned DG a lot just because he's on my Cavs, I know a lot about him, but let me just compare his stats to Michael Mulder of the Golden State Warriors. Alright, Michael Mulder, this year's rising star, is averaging a whopping 4 points, 0.4 assists, and about 0.9 rebounds a game. But he's getting it over young players who are averaging over 16 points and about 6 assists. It doesn't make sense. The rookie versus sophomore format was so much better, and it just made more sense, period. This new system is really messed up, and not only is it like a bad system, it's not entertaining. If you look at it and it's like, okay, there are a lot of issues with it, but it's entertaining, it'd be one thing. Kind of like the All-Star system. It doesn't really make sense how the coaches have 100% votes, and you see a lot of people that are kind of questionable in All-Star games and some people that you feel like should have made it. But at the end of the day, the product is enjoyable. We like to watch the All-Star game. But the USA World game is not fun to watch, and most of that just comes down to the awful format which they adopted in 2015. So if you ask me, I think they should change it back to rookie versus sophomores. It rewards players that are actually good and playing good, and doesn't just award people for being out of this country. That being said, I also think there are other issues with this Rising Stars game. I feel like the people who are selected, we really don't know any reasons why. I'd like to say that it's completely coach vote, but if we're being completely honest, I have no clue how the Rising Stars players are selected and if there's any criteria that needs to be checked off. Because if you just look at this list and you compare it to some of the guys who are off the list, you can make a very strong case for some of the guys off the list to be on here and to be better than some of the players that did make it. And that's not comparing a world team, that's comparing to USA. I think DG had stronger cases than a couple players on this list, but however they're chosen just doesn't seem fair, I guess. I also think a lot of it has to do with name value. If you're in a big franchise market or you're just a big name in the NBA, I feel like you have a big advantage over other players to make the Rising Stars game because people want to see you. But that isn't rewarding who's becoming a rising star, who's playing good. It just rewards you for being a big name. I really like Anthony Edwards. I feel like he was very overhated coming into the draft, but he's going to be my example of this. He clearly has star potential in the league, but he's averaging like 14 on not good efficiency at all. If this was rookie versus sophomore, I'd easily have him as a rising star, but because it's USA versus World, what makes him have a stronger case than Darius Garland, who's averaging more points, more assists on better efficiency? And he's leading his team to more wins. It seems like no, Edwards first pick, big name, he's going to make it. And if we're looking at this, it's same with the All-Star. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but it's just really shown in the Rising Stars game. A lot of fans look forward to this award every single year to see if their guys can make a Rising Stars team because it's a cool accomplishment. But if we're being honest, it means nothing because of how flawed of a award it really is. And also, if it's USA vs. World, it seems like it should just be like purely sophomore players because most of the time the sophomore players are a lot better than the rookie players because people improve over time. But yeah, my overall point is this format is awful. There's really no criteria or reasoning why some players are picked over others, and I feel like they need to make things more clear and more enjoyable for fans. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Rising Stars game. I definitely should have dropped it last week when the hype was up, but if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. It's not going to get as much love as it could have, so the love I get from you guys is appreciated. Almost at 200 subs. We're going crazy, even though the videos aren't. That one video is carrying me. But regardless, I love the love, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.